Hello and welcome. This is Eric Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Now, I'd like to talk about the illusion of not today. Now, this is an illusion somewhat grouped together with the illusion of me and other, because with a me there's always other. But something that we are kind of almost actively disidentified with and repel or push away is what we consider not us. And so we draw this line in the sand. Literally, it's like if you're on a beach and you draw a line in the sand, you could say you divide the beach, but did you really divide the beach? Well, of course not. It's just a variance in the sand. You didn't divide anything. It's still all a beach. It's all still right there. So when we make this division of I am this, I am not that, I did this, I did not do that, it's kind of a line drawn in the sand, and it's an imaginary and arbitrary division. Now I say this because although what we like to do is say what we're consciously aware of and what we consciously control is what we are and what we do. So if I can move my hand like so, well, I did this, I'm doing this, and I am that. And I don't feel the plant behind me, nor do I consciously control it, so I am not that. It's kind of a weird logical leap that we make, because if you investigate it, there's much that we're not consciously aware of or consciously control. I mean, if we're everything here, even bodily, you're not consciously aware of or consciously control the brain, the pineal gland, the thyroid gland, so many parts of the body we're just totally unaware of and don't consciously control. And well, there's other things like the breath, which could be either or, because you can breathe in consciously, willfully, and breathe out, and have the feeling of I breathe in and I breathed out. However, the rest of the time when we're not thinking, breathing continues on, but we're not consciously aware of it really, and we're not consciously doing it, and yet we're doing it. And so it's kind of a weird division. And it's kind of a logical leap to say because I don't feel the plant, I don't consciously have control of it, or consciously aware of it, therefore it's not me. It's kind of a overlooking the so many, you know, parts within our own bodies we're not aware of consciously. Now, it's also the not is an illusion because all there is what is reality. Um, wherever you look, there's only ises. There are no is nots. There isn't any isn't. You can't look anywhere and go there's an isn't. An isn't is simply not a being, not an existence in and of itself. Um, and to a certain extent, it also points to an illusion, even if there's something behind it, because like the old snake and rope analogy from India. It is a snake. It is not a piece of rope. So when we're saying it's not a piece of rope, we're saying that it appears so. It's an illusion, but what it is something else. And I think that's one of the things I wanted to call out today, is that I'm not saying we should get rid of not from our vocabulary. That would be silly. In thought and through the conventions of speech, being able to say not comes in handy. Um, you know, just for comparison purposes. However, we shouldn't be fooled by the not, because what occurred to me during my drive here is we are rather attached to the not, and we have a strong disidentification with it. Not is this line, this division line. I'm not that. I didn't do that. However, if the self is all there is, there's nothing that you see that you are not. consciousness, there's no such thing as not in the sense of the self. Because again, not isn't an existence in and of itself. It's not like there's a self and then there's what's not. Not simply doesn't exist. And so if all there is the self, there are no nots. Because if it existed, it would be part of the self. So I think it's something to be aware of. It's a way, I think, that the me continues to strengthen and bolster its longevity and persistence as an illusion, is it relies on this other illusion of not, and being very, I guess, stuck on the idea of not. So be aware of it over the next few days and see what fruit it may bring. Thank you.